Hey guys, welcome back to Burnout's Hot Rod Shop. On this episode, we're going to go through that gray box. It's one I picked up at an auction, so I'll pull the phone down real quick, give you a quick look at the outside. I haven't been in it. You're going to go through it with me. So here's our mystery box. Got this at auction. I think it was $22.50. Not the Snap-on. This gray one. And other than the fact that the drawers don't lock, so they slid open driving home and I had to push them shut, I've not taken a peek inside of this. So my first look and your first look will be the same. We can dig through, see what's in it, see how I did. To me, these are kind of fun. It's like worth the price of admission just for the exploratory nature, I guess. I was talking to a guy yesterday at a flea market about that he just loves buying boxes like this at auction and going through them and then throwing them in his dollar bin. But it's kind of the fun of going through what's there. I think Miss Liz will be getting this box. She wants something, she has some household tools that she uses, and she wants something that is a little bit better than what she has. She currently has a Craftsman like carry box, plastic carry box, and she hates having to dig through it. Where this, having the top tray and the 3 drawers, will give her some ability to organize what she has and be able to go through and find what she needs. So let's get it up on the table and let's see what's in it. Okay, so let's talk about queso. I got a new mat. This helps me keep things in frame. And now I got this mystery box to go through. So without any further ado, let's pop it open. I'm just gonna start at the top and we'll work our way down, see what we've got. So here we've got some tin snips, and they are WIS M3s. So good brand. This is an Irwin, I think it's a faucet tool. 1/2 and 3/4. Not 100% sure. But it'll go in my household wares, I'm sure. This is a ProMate 5/8 Taiwan. A generic driver that's seen better days. So actually, what I'm going to do real quick, get a bin over here for the undesirable stuff I'm not going to keep. I'll probably throw them in random toolboxes and sell them on Marketplace or at the flea market or whatever. Here we've got some wire nails. Looks like a full package. Here is a Thorson spark plug socket. So that's a keeper. Have to dig some of this stuff out. These are Stanley 14559 snips. Don't say made in USA. They've got that newer Taiwan grip, but they're still Stanleys. I know Liz is always looking for snips and stuff like that, as she does jewelry making. She likes to cut wire and stuff. This looks like it's a Great Neck hacksaw. I've got plenty of hacksaws, name brand ones. A generic purple screwdriver. I'm gonna set that over here. Liz's favorite color is purple. And she was asking me yesterday about screwdrivers. This is an Allied Taiwan 1/2-inch wrench. Looks like a nut and bolt. Just put miscellaneous hardware over there, I guess. Ooh, I know that logo. This is a Williams 3/8 to 1/2-inch adapter. Pretty sure I don't have one of those. this thing is crusty enough, I'm not sure what it is. It looks like a Taiwan, maybe a Great Neck or something like that. So I'm just gonna put that with the crusty stuff. Definitely didn't say Made in USA on it. Looks like we've got some grade 8 bolts. You've priced hardware lately. Grade 8 bolts are not cheap. A hose nozzle. It's actually an aluminum bodied one. So, can always use these. She's always watering plants and all that kind of cool stuff outside. So, that will help. A Professional Series tape measure. This one has one broken cap on it. It's an old advertising Camel cigarettes, like screwdriver set. Like I say, just come off this end. So we got a Phillips, another Phillips, a flathead, and a flathead. So a pocket screwdriver set. That'll probably go in with my advertising stuff. There we've got a Pennsylvania 1990 license plate. That's a good wall hanger for the barn. A Stanley Taiwan wrench. A Pennsylvania 1992 license plate. Again, wall hanger for the barn. No-name stubby Phillips screwdriver. Fake Stanley flathead screwdriver. I'm guessing it's a Great Neck. It's a GN EX30 extension. And then this cloth tape. It's definitely old, but it looks like the first 8 inches are gone. It says something on it. Lodge? No, it just says 100 foot. I had it upside down. So it says 100 foot. So it's 100-foot cloth tape. This, I think I will actually give to Miss Liz, because it's definitely seen better days, but she might be able to use it in a crafting project. Missing the first 8 inches doesn't help. That was the top. So now we're into this drawer. These, I was looking to see if they say USA on them. I don't see USA anywhere. But they're a nice little set of nut drivers. Put that in that bin. I don't want to clean anything I don't have to. I've already got enough backlog. This one's a generic nut driver handle. This is a Globemaster pair of pliers. So a lot of stuff for the generic bin so far. These are both generics. Habitat for Humanity is gonna love me. Yeah, this is just another Chinese thing. This one's a 7/16 12-point Craftsman VV. This one is busted. So it's probably ground. Look at it, both tips are ground. They're really coarse ground. It's a 1/2-inch VV Craftsman. This is a completely blown out 3/4 Craftsman socket. But those can always be returned. This one looks to be a generic, I think it just says 6 by whatever, 6 by 3/8 extension. But all that was attached to, and it turns, it's gummy, but it turns, a Craftsman ratchet. It's a Flying V, and it is the Flying V or butterfly switch, so that's cool. I always pick those up. Another one of these generic guys. Here we've got a Craftsman nut driver that's in pretty decent shape. It'll clean up. Here's a pair of needle nose pliers. Look like some generic ones that came out of a kit. Here's an older pair of pliers. They do say something. Can't tell what. Maybe you can get a better view. And I will put those over here to be cleaned up. Here's a Craftsman 10mm quarter drive, and it's with the Easy View or whatever they called it, visible laser etching. And it was attached to a 43186 Craftsman V 1/4-inch ratchet that does turn. Not quite as gummy as the other one. This one is a Craftsman as well, stubby. You see it's got the double lines next to Craftsman. And it says vanadium. And then the foundry is BF. I don't know who BF is. I'm used to WF, Western Forge. So I might have to look into that one a little bit. There's a Craftsman V series nut driver. This one looks like it does have some writing, maybe Exolite. Real crusty in there. But it is a removable nut driver. Set that one aside to be further investigated. Real crusty Allen wrenches. I'll just put those in this box. Old steak knife. That goes in the trash. This one's real crusty, but I think it'll clean up, and it is electrolyte. double box end. Drill bits, I'm not going to go through all of that minutia. The 90-degree screwdriver. Not seeing any names on it, so it will go in the move it along pile. Well, guys, I think I found where all the Craftsman 10mm are running away to, because I found a second one. And a mangy driver. That one can go in the give it away. Here we've got a Torx drive from Ring Camera. Some bits. Another Ring Camera. This one's a two-way. I wonder if the other one is. I'm gonna try pulling it out. No, it's not. And here's another Craftsman Stubby Phillips, and it's also a BF. We got a wood chisel, made in USA. Not seeing any other markings, but I'll put it over here since it is made in USA. Here we've got an 8-foot Stanley number A08W. 8-foot tape. And it's a nice old made in USA one. 8-foot tapes are handy. They fit in your pocket without taking up a ton of room. That's busted. That's junk. Here we've got a wood handle. Ferrule is crusty, so I think it's going to need a good cleanup. We have a Torx USA T5. T15, sorry. And another Torx USA T15. And everything else in here looks to be nothing. So we'll move on to the next drawer. Another one of these, plastic, I think these were Harbor Freights or whatever. Here we've got a bit driver. Feels like it's got bits in it. So even though it's a gimmick one, yeah, it's only missing one bit. Guessing the flat blade. That was kind of a cute little set. Oh, the flat blade's in it. That would be why it's not in the holder. I'll keep it over here. One of the grandkids may want that. Stamped tool wrench, I usually just throw those out. If I don't have the tool, I don't have a use for it. A super crusty spark plug socket that's seen better days. Made in China. Forget, is that for, I've seen people use them for marking patterns, but I've also seen people use them for tucking in screens, that kind of stuff, and I know it has other uses. So whatever you use it for, I guess. Oh, cool. 3/8 and 7/16 double box offset, and it's a Barkalow. Another Workman's Choice, Chinese made. Taiwan ratchet wrench, Pro Gear. Actually, it does work though. Has smooth action. That's impressive for as crusty as it was. This is an Armstrong. It's a 3/4 and 5/8, number 1729. A brand new NGK spark plug. A Hollywood 3/8. I've never heard of Hollywood. Hollywood 3/8 plug socket. It's super rusty and crusty. Yeah, this poor guy's a craftsman. Let's see if we can clean it up. He's a metric. I can't even read the size on it. Maybe 15, maybe 16 or 17. Stamp 7/16 and 5/8. That does us no good. Another Workman's Choice. This is a Craftsman 7/16 VA series, I think. And it's a 6-point. So we will definitely try to clean that one up because people love 6 points. One cool thing about these VAs, and also with the G series sockets in newer, is they had, I don't know what Craftsman called it, but essentially it is the flank drive in Snap-on, where instead of grabbing on the points, it grabs on the sides, on the 6-point sockets and wrenches. So when you hear a lot of people talk about V-Series, 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 the Flying V is nostalgic, it's awesome. But honestly, when you look at wrenches, the VAs and the Gs and the Made in USA stuff is probably the best for actually using. I know people give me flack on that, but it is what it is. Here we've got a Craftsman 15/16, 1/2-inch drive, and that's a G series, but it's a 12-point. Craftsman 13/16, 3/8 drive, and this one's a G series. So again, if you can see in there, it looks like the flats swell out a little bit. That's what Snap-on called flank drive. They got the patent in like 1970. And Danaher got a patent for their version in 1992. And they started putting them in the Craftsman G series stuff. 12-point, 13/16. $19mm. It's Craftsman. Oh, Flying V. 11/16, 12-point, 3/8. Uh, 3/8 G series 6-point. 9/16. 5/8. 11/16. This is a 25/30 seconds. And it looks like maybe an Armstrong? I can't make that out real well. After cleanup, I will though. Made in USA. Drop forged. Let's see a branding. But there's definitely something right here. that might be able to be cleaned out and see what it is. It could just be the size, but the sizes are right here too. These are all Craftsman, more Craftsman. So I have gotten much more selective on my Craftsman stuff lately. Just because, let's be honest, it's the biggest name out there that you find, usually. So if you go grabbing all the sockets you find, you end up with a ton of sockets. Trust me, I do have a ton. So I've been purposely leaving some for the other collectors, the guys just getting into it, that kind of stuff. A lot of 12-point wrenches. That's a chrome vanadium. A lot of 12-point wrenches I will just leave around now, unless it's something that's just too nice. Craftsman ignition wrench, generic wrench. Let's grab us a handful of these sockets out of here. It's kind of like I said, we're trying something a little different. Getting into let's just go through a box together, and you guys discover it as I do. A lot of Craftsman in this box. The way that the top was going, I'm pleasantly surprised. Actually, I didn't do that drawer. The way that the top was going, I'm pleasantly surprised. Because we were finding a lot of just generic Chinese stuff, in there. And I get it. In my younger days, I bought a lot of generic stuff too, as my Craftsman was disappearing. Kids using it, that kind of stuff. And then it disappears. And I was one of those kids too. I'm sure I lost plenty of my dad's wrenches and sockets. And my sister now lives in the house we grew up in. My dad lives in a different house. But honestly, if my brother-in-law Alex were to go around there with a metal detector in the yard, he'd probably find a ton of tools near the walk-in garage door, because that's where I worked on a lot of bicycles at. It's right outside the walk-in garage door. And I'm just separating these out, throwing all the Craftsman in this pile, the undesirables in the other pile. And so far, that's the only two things I've found socket-wise out of this grouping. That's undesirable. These all just say chrome vanadium on them. So I hope you guys like discovering some of this stuff with me. This is fun, in my book. So one thing I found the other day, as I was going through that massive industrial box, there were a couple socket sets that the guy did not have. One I had, but it's not necessarily the one I want to have in that box. And that is a 1/2-inch drive deep metric set. So the ones I have are the laser etched. Oh, 6-point, sorry. 6-point. The ones, I have a lot of 12 points. The ones I have are the laser etched. And everything else in there is G series, and laser is like G3. Another Armstrong. This one's a 7/16 and 3/8. That one's in really nice shape. 2 more Craftsman ignition wrenches. These were the undesirables. No name on that one. Definitely horribly machined. So I may be looking at somewhere. I've got, I think, some G Series 6 points, but I didn't have a full set. So I may end up having to look for the pieces to finish off that set. But the other thing I noticed as I was going through there, he didn't have the 12-point swivels, but I did have those. And then the other thing that wasn't in there were 12-point quarter drive sets in metric. Actually, I don't think he had. No, he had them in SAE. This one's made in USA, drop forged. So as I started looking, I'm like, I'm sure I've got those, but I didn't. So I started looking online. Craftsman and a lot of other tool makers never made a quarter drive 12-point socket set. So this one is a little bit crusty. I can't read the size, maybe 11 and 10. Yeah, I think 11 and 10. But this side's got the name brand on it, and this is USAG, the USAG. So this is a Stanley Black & Decker company, a premium company out of Europe. A lot of the Craftsman V-Series that was just out, that they discontinued in 2025, were made by this company or Faycom. A lot of the Mac tools that you buy today are made by that and Faycom. This one is a Electrolyte, really crusty Electrolyte. And this one has a W stamped in it. Oh, maybe an M and a P on this side. Yeah, this side's a W. If I flip it over, it's got an M and a P. But I can't tell anything else on it, so that will have to get cleaned. These stamped ones, I don't collect anything with stamped wrenches. Just not my thing, guys. So yeah, they never made the 12-point, anything in a 12-point quarter drive metric set. I didn't know that. I actually got onto a discussion on the Garage Journal. It was a few years old, where another guy was asking about it, and everybody's like, I'm sure I've got one. And as they went and dug it out, no one had it. Then someone found the parts list for different Craftsman sets, and none of them listed a 12-point quarter drive set. Here we've got a generic stamped steel clamp. No type of branding or anything, but I usually keep steel clamps because when you need one, you need one. And you really don't care where it's made. Looks like another one of those Made in USA drop forged. Let's set it over there. This drawer looks like it has a lot of rusty stuff in it. A lot of unreadable, rusty stuff. Oh, this one's Barkalow Buffalo, USA. This is one I've been finding a lot of lately. I haven't been picking them up. Basically because it's a restore that wants to charge you $4 a piece for them, but they have a bunch of it, and it's Nash. So I'm not sure if Nash made tools or if this was just something that came in a kit for a Nash car. I've just seen quite a bit of it lately. This one's a stamped. This is an older stamped, but still outside my wheelhouse. Someone else can have it. Package of lock washers. Hardware is always a good find. Let's see, chrome vanadium. EM. It looks like it said, yeah, Taiwan. lattice screws. Busted blow nozzle or shop vac. A generic level. All plastic and looks like it's warped. I don't think it'll be a trustworthy level if it's warped, right? Ooh, one of these. So this is like a handy little multi-tool for those of you who haven't seen them. And it feels like it has stuff in it. So there we got the small screwdriver. So you can see this comes apart. It has 2 screwdrivers and a hammer. And so you put the screwdriver inside of there. You tighten that one down. Then you put this one on and you tighten it down. That'll probably clean up pretty nice. Some of that rust may be a little pitted. But I don't have one of these yet. So I constantly see tool guys picking them up, getting them in, you know, whatever, for $1, dollar bins, that kind of stuff. So cool, I got one. So it looks like these are Fuller Japan's. Fuller is a good Japanese brand. I don't do much with it. But if you were looking for cheap tools, and you see Fuller out and about, don't be afraid of them. Honestly, most things made in Japan are pretty good. It's the China-made stuff that is a little iffy. But even that, I've not had bad luck with like Craftsman's Chinese stuff. Their Taiwanese stuff is better. And here is GB, which is, gosh, I forget. It's a branded name, or yeah, a trade name that was borrowed. Heavy set of linesmans. Looks like it may have some writing under that side, under the rust. They'll have to be cleaned to know for sure. Same with these cutters. They're crusty. I can't tell if there's anything under there or not. But what I can see is those blades are nice and together. They're not all nicked up. Hopefully you guys can see that. The pin's a little loose, but not bad. That's a nice little outdoor box cover. Those covers are not cheap either. Kind of like hardware. The price just keeps going up. We've got a little vacuum brush. I actually have a little vacuum for my desk. It has a brush, but it doesn't have the bent one like that. It only has a straight one that comes out. So I may see if that fits. If it does, great. That cleans out my keyboard. A big crusty Allen wrench. That one I'll keep. I got a place where I keep the big ones at. Here we have a scraper. No branding on it. Looks like it's made to look like a Stanley, but not a Stanley. Because even the foreign-made Stanley stuff has a more weight to it than the generic stuff. This one I can't see a brand on either, but it does have a 14mm designation. And I've got a large Allen set that's missing a few. So, better make sure. This one is a Judd clamp. So I always keep the clamps. This one is a crusty file. I'll just put that one over here. I've got enough crusty files. It is a pretty good size fitting. Hydraulic fitting. I'll keep that over there. out some pliers. Oh, Barkalow. So nice little Barkalow slip joints. Yeah, they're tight. The jaws are not all mangled up, and honestly, I don't think any of that rust is pitting. So I think those will clean up pretty decently. These ones are in a little bit worse shape, just rust-wise. I don't see any branding on them. But you never know. This is a clamp, and it is a Simanco, Simanco. A? Not sure. A set of Craftsman toolbox keys. So I will keep those because I have a bunch of Craftsman toolboxes and they only use a handful of keys. So I may have a box that key fits. These look like they might have a name right there. It's a really porous metal. I'll just put them over here. Another one of these guys. That may be the completion of the set. Here we've got a Stanley stud finder. Here we've got a VT, or a YT, sorry, impact driver. It does move. People are always looking for impact drivers. Hey, found the rest of that tape. Oh no, not even the rest of it. It's tied off on the end. These are Taiwan drop forged needle nose. Another Workman's Choice. And a 7/16 and 3/8 Armstrong. A crusty clamp. Another crusty clamp. It's got some writing. Cincinnati Tool Company. Number 54. So I would say the other one I just grabbed was the same thing, although it was not readable. And same with this one. So it's 3 Cincinnati Tool Company C-clamps. This one's probably the same, just a smaller size. It's manufactured the same way. That's why I say it's probably the same. This is rusted up, chrome peeling, and definitely looks like a made in China casting. So that one's no good. Plastic handle putty knife. Saw blade. A gasket for that outlet. It's all torn up. These just say drop forged. I cut that Workman's Choice out. Butt connectors. China drop forged. Bent Chinese screwdriver. A drain plug. Never know when one of those is going to come in handy. A set of these Allen wrenches. These cutters have a name on them, but I am not making it out. Rusty and crusty, but nothing that'll look like it'll even pit. And again, the cutter blades seem to come together really nice. Smooth, no wobble to the pin. There's some shears. They seem tight. They might have a name on them once they're cleaned up, but they're definitely crusty. Bottom of the box crust is bottom of the box crust, no matter how you slice it, right? Here we have a bit. Let's see. Let's go through some sockets. A 17mm SK. A Westward Taiwan. 17mm Craftsman 12-point. 5/8 Craftsman. Another Westward. 13/16 Taiwan. 13/16 Craftsman. 9/16 Craftsman. No name, generic. Here we have a Husky USA. Another Westward. Generic 12mm. Getting to the bottom of the box, guys. Some miscellaneous hardware. Metric Craftsman. Westward. All-Trade. These All-Trades drive me nuts with the double band because they look so much like an SK when you're just skimming through. Generic. Westward. 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 And another Great Neck with the double band. Another one of these guys. Actually, no, not quite the same. This one does not, doesn't come apart. So it's just the hammer. No screwdrivers in that one. And then finally, the end of this box. And a Craftsman 7/16 12-point socket. And a Craftsman 43784 V-Series, non-oiler, still the metal switch, and the detent release, 3/8 drive, and actually good action on it. Oh, I say that, it's got grease sticking. Just popping the switch back out. Yep. So this one needs to come apart, get cleaned up. And it's got a chunk of grease in there. So all in all, for $22.50, that was fun. Definitely found some pieces I didn't have, which is always a plus. The box of stuff to go to Habitat for Humanity or wherever is decent. So, let me know what you think, guys. Do you like this format where we just go through a box, or is it kind of boring and monotonous? I don't know. I enjoy going through the boxes, whether you guys are with me or not. I thought maybe you'd like it. Let me know what you think. If you're like, dude, Burnout, this is boring, it's not going to hurt my feelings. You guys will not hurt my feelings no matter what you say. Tell me I'm ugly, my mother dresses me funny. I'll be like, yeah, I know. It's not a big deal. But don't forget, guys, I'm Burnout. I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.